today we are going through some of the most asked questions on the internet about productivity, and we are going to answer them. What's the best way to increase productivity? Well, that's a really big question, and there's no one easy solution. There are a ton of different options, and it also depends on the type of work as well as the type of person that you are and what motivates you. So one of the fundamental ways that you can increase your productivity is start by asking yourself, why? Why do I want to increase my productivity? Is there something I want to achieve? How do I achieve that? What is in my way? And how can I reduce and remove those obstacles? If you are motivated enough, it's very likely that you will be more productive. Then it becomes just a tactical issue about figuring out, okay, what's hindering you? What are the obstacles? What can you remove? Make your day easier. What are the most productive ways to spend time on the internet? I've got a few ideas so you can learn a lot on the internet. There are entire platforms dedicated to lessons and skills, blogs that are very educational. If you're in a specific niche that you want to get better at, anything that you want to improve in your life, there will be an article about it on how to improve it. Another productive way to spend time on the internet is on LinkedIn, on strengthening your own professional network by updating your LinkedIn profile, by sharing your latest wins, by engaging with your professional contacts. All of this will make you more visible, more relevant, and which will only help. And one non-work related idea is maintaining your interpersonal relationships with friends or family. Because a lot of people are further away from us these days, it always helps to strengthen those relationships. But one thing I also want to make sure to say is that taking a break is important too, and important for your own productivity. So if you're spending your time online, fooling around, letting go, relaxing, that's also necessary and can be very important for your own mental health and thus for your personal and professional performance. Our next question is, how can you maximize your productivity when working from home? Well, in many ways, you can improve your productivity at home in similar ways as at work. Time blocking your tasks, starting your day off on the right foot by preparing your plan the day before or setting up your environment. Then there are the home-specific things that you can do. So making sure that you do have a workspace that is dedicated to your own work, that is set up so that you can do your best work. That might be an ergonomic chair, a specific desk. All of these things could be super important to help you work better from home. Another question we have is, what are the best productivity tools for entrepreneurs? Now, this depends heavily on the kind of entrepreneurs and what they're trying to accomplish. Bookkeeping is nearly universal. Most entrepreneurs will need a way to manage their invoices and whatnot. For me, starting to use an automated invoicing tool was a total game changer, and I recommend it to all entrepreneurs. It takes a lot of the manual work out of it. I also can recommend finding a to-do list system that works for you. I've talked about my system before in a previous video. I use Bear, a combination of Bear and Google Docs. Find what works for you, of course. There are tons, seriously tons of services. And a third tool that I can always recommend is a time tracking tool to keep yourself accountable to yourself, to your team, to know where your time goes, because the more data you have, the more knowledgeable you are, the better choices you can make. Why do I go through phases of high productivity and low productivity? First of all, it's important to know that going through these different waves of motivation is natural. It also might be a sign of burnout, that when you're in the high productivity wave of things, you're overdoing it, and thus afterwards you're spent and unable to keep yourself going. So here I would recommend making sure to rest during those high productivity waves so that you can extend the length of that wave and make sure that that productivity point is stretched as long as possible. Another thing I would recommend is putting systems in place, accountability, having people expect a task from you, or having a buddy that compare tasks at the beginning of the week, and that at the end of the week you have to tell them how you did with that task. These kinds of accountability systems work great for people who require the external pressure or accountability. So those are our questions for today. If you want us to answer your questions, then feel free to write them in the comments, and if we collect enough, we will make another video like this. Subscribe to make sure to catch those videos in the future, and I'll see you next time.